Welcome to Jank Play TCG. My name's Landon, and here we play Jank. And so today I am bringing a new, you have to call this deck spicy deck to you guys. It all revolves around Scovillian, I think that's how you say it, with the super spicy breath attack for 3 energy. One has to be a grass. It does 90. However, if this Pokemon has a fire energy attached to it, this attack does 90 more, making the total 180 damage. And 180 damage is a good amount. So, I'm real excited about this deck. It has a lot of redundancies to try to make it as consistent as possible. It also revolves around the shuffle draw supporters rather than the discard draw supporters, which might make it a little funky, but it's the way it works because you need all these pieces and it's really difficult when you're discarding a bunch of them, you know? So first off, we gotta start off with the 4 copies of Scovillian here. I love the art and I love this card and it's a lot of fun. And then with that, we play 4 copies of Capsakid. This one has 70 HP, which is a real good amount for an evolving basic, and it has this single colorless energy attack, increasing spice. Search your deck for a basic fire energy and attach it to this Pokemon, then shuffle your deck. It accelerates energy. It's not the main way that we want to accelerate energy, but in a tough situation, this will do. Speaking of accelerating energy, Cherrim. Cherrim is the main way we are going to be accelerating energy onto Scovillian. We are going to focus on grass energy with a few fire energy thrown in to accelerate as much energy to Scovillian that we can, and then attach manually from our hand 1 fire energy, and we are doing 180 damage. So this is about setting up a lot of stage 1s. It's a lot of stage 1s. I get that. That's why we have the redundancies. Speaking of which, we have 2 copies of Bibarel being the main draw engine of the deck. Just those industrious incisors letting us draw a ton of cards. Mixed with that, we do have the Skwovet. We only play 1 copy of it because if we have to discard, oh well. But with the Nest Stash ability, you can take your entire hand, shuffle it, put it down at the bottom of your deck, then draw 1 card. Hopefully that 1 card you draw is playable, and then Bibarel can use its ability to draw 5 cards, or you draw 4 cards with Bibarel. But either way, that is still a more cards than you would normally see. You know, if you have a hand size of 3, you would only draw 2 cards with Bibarel. With Skwovet, you can shuffle, put those down at the bottom of your deck, then draw 4, which is pretty nice. You will notice we do not have Manaphy. We've got so much going on in this deck. It's a struggle to fit in even 1 copy of Manaphy. You might be able to take away one of these spicy cards I'm about to go over for a Manaphy, but it's just a bench sitter, which is taking up space, which is really hard to kind of move around with, and yeah, I just didn't bother with it. We do play the Bidoof with the ability where it doesn't take damage while it's on the bench, so yeah, so the 2 spicy cards I have in the deck, the first one is Radiant Charizard. Since we're playing Fire Energy, you gotta have Radiant Charizard in there just for that 1 energy attachment, 250 damage when they have taken 4 prizes. It's a phenomenal card, a phenomenal attack, and yeah, that's why we play it. However, we also play Volcarona V, which might be an interesting call. It has 220 or 210 HP. It is a basic, but for 1 fire energy, it does 20 plus 20 for each basic energy card in your discard pile. Then you shuffle all those energies back into your deck. So it's a good way to keep yourself from decking out since you're trying to draw so much in this deck. That might be a concern. And it can do a lot of damage like that. We are playing 13 energy in total. So if 1 is attached to Volcarona and we can have 12 in the discard, we are talking about 1 energy doing an attack for, what is that, 260 damage, 240 from the 12 in the discard, plus the 20 from the base attack. That's a lot of damage. That is a lot of damage. So let's check out the energy. We are playing 6 basic fire energy and 7 basic grass energy. With Cherrim, we should be expecting to use more grass energy, so we've got 1 more in there, but we also have 6 fire energy to try to make sure it's easy to find and whatnot. We do play 3 copies of Energy Search. Energy Search, not a card that sees too much play, but when you're playing a deck that is using multiple types of basic energy, I do find Energy Search to be quite useful. So this deck in particular, Energy Search, I think is quite useful. We've got 3 copies of Ultra Ball. Again, not trying to discard too much, but Ultra Ball is such a good card, we gotta play it. We do have 2 copies of Energy Retrieval. Since we're playing 3 energy attackers, getting 2 from the discard can really help, especially with Cherrim. We can grab 2 grass energy, immediately attach them with Cherrim, and attach a fire energy, and we're good to go. 4 copies of Youngster. Like I said, we are using the shuffle draw cards in this deck. And with that, we have 4 copies of Shauna as well. That is 8 cards. That is just shuffle your hand into your deck, draw 5 cards. That is our main draw here. That's what we're working with. We don't want to discard too much. We've got 1 copy of Hisuian Heavy Ball, just to get whatever basic is stuck in the prize out. 4 copies of Nest Ball, so we can try to find our basics, get them out onto the bench, and get rolling here. And we play 3 copies of Mesagoza. Mesagoza is possibly my favorite stadium because it just helps make decks function better. So we got 3 copies of that to try to help out what we need to find. We've got 2 copies of Serena. It's a deck from me. It's going to have Serena in it. Serena is a phenomenal card, letting you gust up Pokemon V or draw cards depending on what situation you're in. So we've got 2 copies of Serena. And we've got 2 copies of Klara. This is the recovery that I've chosen for the deck. Oh boy, lots of talking. This is a recovery I chose for the deck because it gets us 2 Pokemon, which can be a basic and a stage 1, and it gets us 2 energy, which, just like Energy Retrieval, can be the energy we need to accelerate onto the field so we can have a big attack. And that's the deck. So let's go ahead, jump into test deck, and see this in action. I've been playing this deck for quite a while. I like the spiciness that we have in there with the Volcarona, with the Charizard. I think that really adds to the deck in a diverse way. But Scovillian doing 180 is just ridiculous. That is so much damage coming from such a tiny Pokemon. It's kind of crazy how well it works sometimes. Doesn't always work in my favor, but when it does, it's a thing of beauty. Alright, we will go first. We've got tons of basics. We shouldn't expect a... Oof, this is possibly one of the worst starts in the deck. Just a lone Volcarona. Volcarona requires energy in the discard. Hopefully we can keep this going long enough to get out of this sticky situation. But we're going to go ahead and play both of our Nest Balls. We're going to grab a Capsakid. We're going to also grab, I think, a Bidoof or a Cherrim. Let's go Bidoof. Just for the extra draw, you know, if we're able to get that going. I'm going to attach the basic fire energy to Volcarona, and then I'm going to pass. We got an Ultra Ball. We're going to hold on to that. Hopefully next turn we can work some magic. Oh man, my throat. I feel like COVID's really done a number on my throat. Holy cow. Alright, so our opponent has a Perlian as a start. Okay, so we're going to Ultra Ball, discard 2 energy here. That's going to bring Volcarona up to doing 60 damage. So if we can actually get 1 more energy in the discard, we might have an attack this turn. I'm not sure if we can pull that off, but we're going to go ahead and Shauna before we Bibarel. Alright, so we get Nest Ball, but we do not get another way to, what am I trying to say? To discard any of this energy here. I'm going to attach a fire energy to Capsakid, and then use Bibarel to draw 2 cards. Capsakid and Heavy Ball. What do we have in the prizes? 2 Fire Energy, and a Grass Energy. Wow. Energy Search, a Shauna and Serena. Okay. Capsakid. And we will just go ahead, do our Surging Flames for 60 damage, and it puts the energy back into the deck. So it's a nice way to keep energy in the deck, keep us moving. And next turn, most likely I'm just going to Basic Energy onto the Capsakid, and then Youngster, and see what we pull off. If we can get 1 energy in the discard, we can get the KO next turn. They can't KO us, though. They're doing... Slash is 60 with a double colorless, so 40 damage. Yeah. Your turn. Okay. We get Cherubi. We already have a Cherubi, so we don't really need that. So let's just play the Youngster. We get Grass Energy. We get a Scovillian. We get a Mesagoza. Mesagoza might help us here. And we have Bibarel, as always. Tails on Mesagoza. Dang. Alright. Let's go ahead. Bibarel for 2. We get another Bibarel and a Youngster. Sadly, we have not gotten any way to discard our energy. We could have played Serena and not attached to Scovillian, but I didn't think that was as good of an option. And plus, this is an AI match, so we'll see how important it is. But yeah, let's see. They hit heads on Mesagoza. Isn't that always how it goes? You know, when you need it to hit, you can't get it to hit, but your opponent does, even when they don't need it. Alright, so they're trading, attaching a double turbo onto Cresselia. Just not doing well. They're using their V-Star power, it looked like, to discard their hand and draw. Discarding a lot of Sharon's Care, and... another quick ball there. And then this turn we will for sure get the KO on the Liepard without even trying. We've got all this stuff. Yeah, I will go ahead. Attach the basic Grass Energy and Youngster. I should have Mesagoza beforehand, but oh well. We've got another Bidoof. That's not bad. We got an Ultra Ball. Okay. Let's go ahead and Mesagoza. What do we get? We get head, so we can go ahead and grab that Cherrim. There it is. Toss that onto the bench here. That's going to allow us to accelerate some of this grass energy. So we will go ahead, put one of those grass on this Capsakid. We got Ultra Ball. We don't need another Bibarel. That's for sure. So let's go ahead. We'll discard those 2. Feeling pretty good about that. And we can go ahead and grab Skwovet. Yep, it's not prized. We played Hisuian Heavy Ball. We know it's not prized. Skwovet will go there. And now we have the Bibarel Skwovet engine going. Nest Stash here. Put the Shauna back into the deck. We draw a Mesagoza, which is kind of a dead card for us currently. So we'll just draw 4 with Bibarel. We draw up. We get Energy Search. We've got Scovillian. This Energy Search could lead us into grabbing, say, a Fire Energy or something. Yeah, Fire Energy. We can go ahead and play that down with Scovillian, although I think we have to wait till next turn. Should have waited till next turn to play that Energy Search, but oh well. Such a long turn, I kind of forgot that we had already played an Energy for the turn. We get another Fire Energy, and we do need to kind of get Volcarona out of the active currently. We want Scovillian to be doing the big hits. We could slowly attach to Volcarona for the Fire Blast attack, but I just don't find that to be exciting right now. Zoroark, that does 50 for each Pokemon that's damaged, right? And currently there are no Pokemon on their side of the field that have any damage, so we're looking at possibly 0 damage coming to us. Ugh. Isn't it great when the AI can play cards that have rotated, but you can't? Alright. So, the plan. Attach a Fire Energy to Volcarona and retreat Volcarona. Move up the Scovillian. We will play Shauna. Shuffle up, draw a new hand. Okay. Play down Mesagoza. We could have done that before, and we forgot. Energy Search. This time I'm going to search for a Grass Energy, and we will accelerate that using Cherrim onto the Scovillian. There we go. And then we can Skwovet. I don't think there's a Pokemon we need right now, so no need to use the Mesagoza. Really just taking away the Gapejaw Bog from our opponent. And yeah, a hand full of Pokemon that we just don't need. So we will just do our super spicy breath for 180 damage. So, for Zoroark to get a KO on us, they actually need quite a few Pokemon with damage. I believe they need 3 Pokemon with damage to KO us. They got the Gapejaw Bog down. They gust up the Cherrim. Now, if we get 2 Grass Energy, we could actually accelerate energy onto it and then just retreat. But it looks like we don't have that in the discard pile. So, let's go ahead and Nest Stash. What do we draw? We draw Scovillian, which is kind of pointless for us. So, we will go ahead and draw 4 cards. We get no energy there. That is too bad. But we do have a Youngster. Come on, Youngster. Give us 2 Grass Energy. We get 1 Fire Energy. That's just not enough for us, sadly. We don't even have a Fire Energy. And so I'm just going to attach to the Scovillian and end our turn. Not having any switch cards is a problem, you know, but in a world where they're mostly one-hit KOing you, this is kind of an oddity of... You know, it's the AI, they're not playing perfectly, they're making a lot of mistakes, and it just gets weird. See, they boss up one of our attackers. So, like, I appreciate that, but really that wasn't a smart move, you know? So, let's see, we can Energy Retrieval. We got, oh, a Bidoof in there, that's right. Let's go ahead, we will Energy Retrieval, get those 2 Fire Energy out of the discard. Attach 1 to Volcarona, and we will use Skwovet here. We get an Ultra Ball, kind of pointless. Bibarel, draw up. We do get a Grass Energy. We can accelerate that to Cherrim if we need to. So let's go ahead, super spicy breath for 180, KOing this Hisuian Zoroark and taking 2 prizes. So we play a lot of redundancies in here, and you might see that as messing us up currently. And you're not wrong, but this is not a normal situation of our opponent barely attacking, not KOing a 110 HP Pokemon, you know? We're expecting to be KO'd a lot quicker in this. Honestly, I would have expected Volcarona to be gone so much earlier. We don't really need to do anything. We just need to keep attacking. We don't even need to attach energy right now because I don't want to commit energy anywhere just right now. We can wait on all that. So, alright, we get a Shauna. We don't have any Serenas in the discard. We did have 1 in the prizes, though. So... Because just gust up this Crobat V, KO it, and we win, you know? We do have the fantastic engine of Skwovet and Bibarel, so maybe we can actually... Or just top deck it. Yeah, that's a way to do it. So let's go ahead. I'm paralyzed. Just realized that. I am paralyzed. I cannot attack. I can't even retreat, sadly. And we don't play any switching cards, so we just end our turn. I forgot that Fake Out can even paralyze. That's funny. They did 0 damage, but they got the paralyze. They flipped heads. They got the paralyze. They attach to the Cresselia and not the Crobat, meaning that they cannot retreat. And now we can attack and get our 2 prizes off the Crobat. There we go. Job's a good one. That is Scovillian, a deck that I really enjoy. It is my 3 energy attacker when completing challenges. that is one of the main reasons for the deck. Another main reason is I love grass Pokemon. It's a grass Pokemon, the TCG. I'm playing that thing. Even though it combines fire, which is kind of the worst typing in my opinion. Fight me in the comments. Go ahead. And, yeah, this is Scovillian. I hope you guys enjoyed the look at this deck. Super spicy breath, bringing the spice. We've got the Volcarona, we've got the Radiant Charizard, we've got a lot of weird stuff happening in this deck, mixed in with a ton of ultra consistency, which will hopefully push us to the point of victory. I've gotten some pretty sweet wins with this deck, and a really close match earlier today that I wish I recorded against Mew VMAX. It really came down to, basically, I needed to survive one turn, and I couldn't figure out how. But yeah, it was a real close match. It was a real fun match, and hopefully I can get some more of those recorded for you guys, and we can see those throughout the week. So thank you so much for watching. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and join the Discord so we can have more one-on-one interactions, and you can tell me how wrong I am about my dislike of fire Pokemon. And of course, until next time, keep playing Jank.